Hey guys, welcome back. Today I am working on week 6 in my 2023 Project Life album. I just grabbed this random older Studio Calico kit. I have no memory of what month this was from, sometime in 2022. But the colors were bright and fun and kind of summery, and I thought it worked nicely with the photos that I've got this week. I do have a few kind of blue toned ones, and so when I was considering like what kit or what to work with this week, there were kind of two ways that I thought I could have gone. I could have like really embraced the blue and like really dug in and kind of kept the spread a little bit more monochrome, but instead I decided to kind of go the opposite direction. So I'm adding like pinks and yellows and oranges, just trying to warm up what could have been quite a cool toned kind of spread. Sticking with the blues or the blacks and whites would have made this spread a lot kind of cooler and maybe a lot simpler. So I really am going for like all the color, adding in all the color. These two cards down here at the bottom, I thought they worked really nicely together, and I needed a 4x6 to go down here. There's only a couple of 4x6s that I have left in this kit. I didn't really love either of them. Luckily these two 3x4s work really nicely together. I just taped them on the back. There was kind of a sentiment on the plainer colored one, but because I've got a larger photo, I covered it up. You can barely tell that it's two cards washi taped together rather than one 4x6. Now, I don't have a whole lot left in this kit as far as embellishment goes, so I was kind of just planning on maybe keeping things a little bit simpler. And don't get me wrong, this layout still did not take me that long to put together. I'm just kind of going to add a few little extra bits and pieces to it at the end, but really I'm trying to make do with what I've got. So I've got the little chipboard sheet there. There's a few chipboard pieces left on there that kind of were still vaguely relevant to my photos, so I've got a few of them. What I did do though is, as I was pulling them off the sheet, I just pulled the adhesive backing off them just to make it a little bit easier to work with, so that I could kind of shuffle them around if I needed to. I didn't need to like completely commit straight away. The alphas that are left in this kit, I've used all these. I've used the W's, but to be fair, there's still like a W and a K left. They just weren't very nice colors. Like there's kind of khaki colored greens on there. Like I didn't want to add like weird colors just for the sake of it, so I will dig back into my stash and find some alphas shortly, and we'll have a look for a little bit of embellishment too. But by the time I've got all of these chipboard pieces down and I'm just adhering them with a little bit of liquid glue, I kind of didn't think that it needed a whole lot more to it. Like some weeks, obviously, I'm going a little bit more with the embellishing than others, and this is kind of one of those more basic kind of weeks. Now in that tag pack, there was 3 tags that said 1, 2, and 3, and I really liked them as a set. I thought they would be really nice for kind of like list journaling or something along those lines, but in the end I did go ahead and break it apart. I'm going to use the 2, and I used some Citrus Twist alphas to add a little title to it, just us 2. I liked the extra color on there and just kind of adding a little bit more in the way of the embellishment, and it kind of made me want to do a little bit more up here on my 4x6 photo as well. So I had a chipboard, and it's kind of cut with a little fishtail on one end, but for where I wanted it to go on the photo, the fishtail was kind of at the wrong end of the sentiment. I really want to put this on the right hand side, and it just kind of didn't work. And I just don't love the idea of it kind of sitting there floating away with nothing kind of holding it down. So I used another one of the tags that was in that pack, and I ended up kind of creating this little layered piece here. So I've got another bit of a tag that I had cut off previously and left in that pack. So it's just got another little bit of extra color and pattern in there. It's obviously got nothing to do with the photo, but fun and summery, and it's a little bit of kind of orange color. So I just layered those up together. It gives that chipboard piece kind of like a base. It's still floating a little bit because it's not lined up on the left-hand edge, but just giving it a few little extra kind of layers in there so it's not just floating on top of the photo. Now, a couple of the 3x4 cards in this particular kit had these labels on the back of them, so I did trim one of those out, and I'm going to use that up there on my title card. For the title card, I did actually need some alphas, so that's when I stopped the camera and went and had a bit of a dig around in my stash, and I've pulled out a few things. A couple of things like embellishment-wise, and a couple of things like alphas for the title card. So the first embellishing thing, I used a little circle stamp. You definitely cannot see it. I can barely see it on the photo, but this photo we actually stopped to watch some fighter planes. They were doing like a little pretend dog fight one day from the New Zealand Air Force. So there are planes in the photo, just barely seeable. So I figured I would use a little circle stamp there just to kind of emphasize that they were there. And then I added a few little gold stars or like diamond shapes. That sticker set is from Rosie Studios. I added a few onto the wee filler card down there, and then I added the word love on top of my wee cluster at the top. Because I've added the gold in there, and that really only came about because I really wanted to add those star stickers, and it's a particular kind of shape of star. And that was the only sticker sheet that I had that kind of star on there. So it added gold in, which I hadn't necessarily intended to, but then when I was looking through alphas, I do have these gold citrus twist ones. It's almost the exact kind of really bright yellowy kind of gold. So it worked nicely. So that's why I've added the word love, so that I've got 3 little specks of gold in here on my title card here. And yes, I'm not adding any E's. I'm taking it easy on the E's when I'm doing 3x4 cards. And I added a second, I was going to say alpha, but it's a numeral. These are super old cork numerals from Citrus Twist. Nope, they're from Studio Calico too. I just added that for a little bit of extra like texture, and it called this layout All Done. Hey, thanks for watching today, guys. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please go ahead and give it a thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. If you want to keep watching, I'm going to leave a couple videos on screen. Otherwise, I'll see you again really soon. Bye!